Greetings, fellow tech enthusiasts. To be honest, I didn't expect to be doing this video today. Matter of fact, I have another video all queued up, ready to go, so stay tuned for that. But this new development in video AI is so impressive and honestly really scary, so I had to take the time to talk about it because I think it will be devastating for the videography and photography industry, whether you're using a camera or a drone, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, not that long ago, this is what AI was like, and though this is hilarious and a little bit creepy at the same time, I thought to myself at the time, there's nothing to worry about, as this will never be anything more than a comic relief or novelty that'll burn itself out eventually. So based on this example, I suppose there are a lot of you who are thinking I'm crazy to be concerned about this as a creator, especially as a videographer, and you may be right. But only 9 months after this was created, its ability to generate stunning visuals and dynamic storytelling is way beyond what I thought it was. And remember, this is the worst that the technology will be, so it will only get better from here. These clips are from an OpenAI called Sora. You can create up to 1-minute video clips only from text input. Now, you'll be looking at this expecting it to be AI, so keep that in mind as you see this. Now, here's the first video, and it was created with the text prompt. A stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with warm, glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, long red dress, black boots, and carries a black purse. Now look at the detail of this video. The fluid movement of the lady walking, the reflections in the water, the people moving in the background, textures and lighting of things like the concrete curb, all the different textures there. And looking at this close-up, we can even see the pores in her skin, the shadows from the night lights behind her. And again, keep in mind that this is the worst that it will get. Everything is not perfect, but it is pretty darn good. Now think if you weren't expecting this to be AI. What would you think if you were casually watching this? In the past, DALL-E created pictures from text, and I actually used this to help me with a recent thumbnail for a video I did on what drone documentation you need if you're ever approached by law enforcement or FAA officials. And if you didn't see that video, I'll leave a link here, of course, and you can go look at that after this video. But this picture, including the law enforcement officer here and the background, was created by a text-to-image AI. And it wasn't too bad. But of course it wasn't perfect, especially with the fingers, and I'll zoom in here. Initially there were at least 6 fingers on the one hand, and the other hand went right through the center of the gun he's carrying. So I did have to do some manual tweaking to clean it up a bit, but you have to admit it was a pretty good start. But again, this was text to an image, not text to a video. Now here's another video, and the text prompt was: a close-up shot of a Victoria crowned pigeon showcases its striking blue plumage and red chest. The crest is made of a delicate lacy feathers, while its eye is a striking red color. Now look at the detail here. You can actually see it breathing, and the movements are believable. When it turns around, it actually goes out of focus until the eyes come back into the scene, and then it focuses on those again, much like an actual autofocus camera would. And another one. The prompt is a movie trailer featuring the adventures of a 30-year-old spaceman wearing a red wool knitted motorcycle helmet, blue sky, salt desert, cinematic style, shot on a 35mm film, vivid colors. Now this is a bizarre video, but look at the clarity. Look at the knit red helmet or the hat, the level of detail in the faces, the metal of the door hatch, the salt desert background. It's not perfect, but think if you weren't thinking that you were watching AI and you were just watching a movie trailer. Would it be good enough to pass for a real movie trailer? I think it would. Okay, but I can hear you saying, but these are not real places. I've taken some videos with my drone which are cinematic orbits and unique that can't be replicated with AI. Well, here's a video produced with a text prompt of a drone view of waves crashing against the rugged cliffs along Big Sur's Garray Point Beach. A small island with a lighthouse sits in the distance, and a green shrubbery covers the cliff's edge. Now, I've taken some drone video very similar to this in this area, and I'd have a hard time catching this at first glance. I think I would have said that it was a hell of a shot done by a really good drone pilot. Now, it's not perfect, but if you were spinning by this on YouTube or Facebook, would you catch this as AI? While Sora's videos are undeniably impressive, they still struggle with certain details such as subtle nuances in human movement or complex environmental interactions. But here's an interesting video of a lady at a birthday party that was created by the text prompt, something like a grandmother with neatly combed hair stands behind a colorful birthday cake with flickering candles. And if you were just flipping by this on Facebook, you might have thought this was a video taken by an iPhone somewhere and wouldn't have thought twice, maybe thinking how old she was or what kind of cake. But look again with the highlighted area. Did you see it this time? Not sure what kind of hand that is going on there, but maybe this is a scene out of Beetlejuice I forgot about, not sure. So obviously it's still not perfect. Here's another video of a drone doing an image track on an off-road trip, and the text prompt was something like, the camera follows behind a white vintage SUV with black roof rack as it speeds up and steers down a dirt road surrounded by pine trees on a steep mountain slope. And yes, the drone is stuck to the truck a little bit too good, and the dust isn't coming from the tires quite right, but this isn't a spaghetti-eating Will Smith either. That being said, I have some video footage that I've taken with drones and mirrorless cameras, and I have them listed on stock sites, and sometimes I'll make $50 a month across platforms like Shutterstock or Pond5. And one of the questions I have is, will AI eventually replace real drone and camera footage on stock sites? And will the real estate videos that are now created by drones be obsolete in the future? The answer is a resounding yes. Both of these will go the way of the horse and buggy. And let me explain. So as an example, what if there's an advertising agency that wants to create a few tourism commercials and would normally go to a stock site and get some common footage, maybe have a photographer or drone pilot to capture some local footage, then edit them together into a commercial. Now, look at some of these examples created by Sora AI. I think these would be totally passable. And if you think about it, even something like commercials for a specific product or a promo for a new business, advertisers would no longer need to hire real actors, scout locations, or build sets. With Sora, they can create ads in a fraction of the time at a fraction of the cost. And again, if you were not looking at these with your AI mindset on, I think you wouldn't think twice that these would be totally passable. The amount of detail here is amazing. And again, remember, this is the worst this technology will be forever. Now, this one was created with a simple prompt of a beautiful, snowy Tokyo city is bustling. The camera moves through the bustling city street, following several people enjoying the beautiful snowy weather and shopping at nearby stalls. Gorgeous sakura petals are flying through the wind along with the snowflakes. And there's other videos here. You can see this dog, this Dalmatian on the windowsill, and an octopus and a crab, maybe under ocean, talking about scuba diving or snorkeling. I think these are totally passable. And I can hear you saying, but you said real estate videos, and these are of specific houses or house sites. AI can't reproduce that, can they? Now, in general, AI works by learning from images and videos taken by humans, and then it interprets that data to create its understanding of what is being requested. However, deeper into Sora, there is a section that talks about taking a picture or series of pictures and making it a video by interpreting frames. And it says, in addition to being able to generate a video solely from text instructions, the model is able to take an existing still image and generate a video from it, animating the image's contents with accuracy and attention to the smallest details. The model can also take existing video and extend it or fill in missing frames. With that being said, would a realtor hire someone to fly around a house on a cliff when they can feed in a picture, or better yet, a video taken with a cell phone, and have the model expand on that, fill in the blanks, maybe make the grass greener, remove the car in the driveway, trees waving in the wind, people walking their dogs down the street on the sidewalk, and it will cost a small subscription fee instead of a whole video production. And of course, with great power, though, comes great responsibility. As the AI becomes increasingly sophisticated, there's a real risk of it being used to deceive and manipulate too. And since videos could easily be generated with the purpose of fooling people, we will have to question if it's real or if we're being tricked more often, because we simply won't be able to tell. And of course, there is supposed to be a watermark, which you see in the corner of videos created by AI, which of course we can simply crop out. And there's also supposed to be the safeguards in place that you can't create real people. But it is software after all, and it's just a matter of time before we simply will not know what we're watching is real or not. Think of the implications of this during an election year in the US. Regardless if it's proven to be false and the TV station maybe puts out a retraction, people aren't going to see that retraction, or their mind will already be made up after seeing it, so the damage might already be done. You know the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words and a video is worth 1,000 pictures. And the potential for good here is enormous, but the potential for absolute corruption is unparalleled with anything we've seen before. Now, my next statement might be based on watching too many sci-fi shows, but since this AI is trained on content made by humans, what happens when the human content is no longer needed and the AI starts using AI to create new AI? How much faster will it evolve, and what will be next? When will the human input become primitive and obsolete? Something to think about. Now, on a personal note, I'm usually a forward-thinking guy and embrace new technology, but I do it with one foot planted firmly in the past and one planted firmly in the future of technology, and I will say this is happening if we like it or not. After all, the future of creativity belongs to all of us, humans and machines alike. It will be so interesting how this evolves in yet another year and what advancement will occur that I can't even imagine yet. I think I will follow up with another video in the future to just see how quickly things are evolving, and I'm going to look back at this video and compare it and see what it's done. Now, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this technology and what it could create or eliminate in the future. And of course, do you love it or hate it? I'll leave links for everything in the description so you can check out some of these things for yourself. And remember, this is the worst the technology will ever be. So, wow. So, until next time, good flying. Or good AI generation of someone that looks like you that is flying but isn't actually flying, but you can't tell the difference. Oh boy.